Treasures Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Treasure Talk.
Yes, indeed. We're experiencing some difficulties with Terry. We'll work it through and get him back on here in a minute.
Awesome. Well, yes, we have two excellent guests for tonight, but let's chat a little bit before we get going, Jeff.
Yeah, and you need to check and see where you're streaming to. You only got one.
Oh, I only have one. Bummer.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Oh. So I've got, I need to stream to there too. Okay.
Yeah.
Did I get it?
I don't, it hadn't come up yet, but you will. It will. So things are going good.
Yeah.
Getting ready for the Christmas show.
Yes, we got all kinds. That's the date of the Christmas show is the 18th, right?
Yep.
Yes. And hopefully Big Poppy will be here with us.
Yeah, and he'll have some zaziches. And I tell you what, if you didn't hear it last week, I am over the moon, ecstatic, happy for two reasons. Number one, Joe Vizzi's wife is in complete remission. This is what he told us. That's right up there.
Yes, that's top for sure.
And Man's daughter is in rehab. She's doing good. They probably won't be back to Tampa probably much before mid-December, but she's on the mend and she's doing better. And that's the second part of the equation, which puts us all over the moon.
That's awesome. That's what it's about, family for sure. Well, it looks like I see what happened with my other streaming. I had to do something with Facebook to make sure I gave it permissions. I guess we've been doing this a while, and I guess you got to do it every year.
Well, you got to do it more often than that.
Okay.
Facebook is bizarre in its best day.
Right. Absolutely. And let's see, around the shop here, we've got, I just want to let folks know, we've got all the NACA Legend packages in with the pointers and everything. And that is one hell of a deal for the Pro Pack with the digger, the pointer, all the accessories, the extra coil, the battery. And I think it must have really said something to the other manufacturers because I've got emails today that did I say heck of a deal? Oh, okay. Oh, yes, we're a family show. Jocelyn corrected my English. It should have been heck of a deal. But these other manufacturers, look at that. That's an Equinox 900 for Black Friday sale. Equinox 900. Jeff, that's a good detector, and it's normally $1,099. So it's going to be Black Friday to $899, $200 savings. I've never seen that happen before, but like I always said, when the manufacturers compete, the consumer wins, and that's a bargain there for sure.
And how many of those you got in stock?
Right now, I think I've got 12 of them, but I've got some more coming because that's just an unheard of price on that detector.
And you got everything in stock. You got, for instance, scoops. What do you got? How many Treasure Talk Pro Sifter titaniums you got?
I think I've got 12 of those in stock.
And they're still selling like hotcakes, aren't they?
Yes, they're so light, and the folks who have been using them, I haven't heard a complaint yet. They're so light for dry sanding. You've had it out in the water, I've had it out in the water. It's just an excellent scoop. So yeah, we've got those in stock. We've got, and I was just looking, Deus is coming out with a Black Friday special. I didn't have a chance to read it before the show came on, but I think it's going to include the MI6 pinpointer. So they're all getting entertained. Yes.
And look at you've got how many Excalibur shovels in stock?
Oh, I've got a bunch of those. I've got one right there. This is the shovel that Carol Baskin probably should use when she's feeding the tigers.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Proud of that.
got it all, and books and literature. We're going to talk some about that tonight as well.
Oh yeah, we've got a bunch of. I've got all kinds of books here, and
We got the important books.
yes, Terry's books and Fred Banke's books, and
Yeah.
I already. If one of the people buy the Black Friday special with the detector, I didn't. I don't know if I put that in the commercial or not, but if they tell me what book they wanted in the box, it's going to get thrown in there too.
Yeah, we'll go over that tonight. When we run our commercial, we can cover that because it'll be fresh in their minds. But we better get in here and do our housekeeping so we can get on with the show.
Yes, and Jocelyn's already throwing questions to me, but let's do the housekeeping first.
Well, first of all, one thing, I see a question here from Ryan King. He says, which scoop were we talking about? You got one there in the shop. Show him real quick.
I'd have to. It would take me too long. It's the Treasure Talk Titanium Scoop. It's an awesome lightweight scoop. I'll get that when we get the guests on. I'll run over there and grab it real quick.
Okay.
But let's first. Today's show is brought to you by your friends at Myers Metal Detectors, where we sell fun and adventure. I can't look at any comments. I got to do my housekeeping.
That's right.
And
And the reason for Treasure Talk.
Stop making me laugh here. She says I need to do more housekeeping. All right, the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed here by the Treasure Talk guests and members belong solely to the guest and member and not necessarily to Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers, Myers Metal Detectors, or Jeff Monin. And the most important thing, the purpose of Treasure Talk is to promote the hobby of treasure hunting and metal detecting and treasure hunting of in all forms, and to educate our members in a fun, informative manner.
So is somebody's got something going because they're getting feedback from you?
From me?
Yep. Has Jocelyn got her?
No, she don't have anything volume wise.
Huh. I don't know.
Maybe my phone. We've got some feedback issues.
Yeah, just from you, they say.
Just for me. No, it's me. Yes. Is it still feedbacking?
I don't know. I don't hear it, but somebody just texted me and said you were. So let's go on and see if it continues.
Okay, we're good, hon. All right, so I think I covered everything, but somebody was asking me about I think the M15 and the M8 coils, and those are like the coelacanth, they're very rare.
And we don't have any idea when they're coming for the Manticore, do you?
Pardon me?
We have no idea when they're coming for the Manticore.
No, I got like one in, and that was it. So, yeah, everybody wants them, and nobody's got them.
Yeah.
But I do have Manticore, so if you want a Manticore, we'll even do a Black Friday special on that for sure.
Yeah, any Black Friday special, any detector that you buy, you're going to get a book of your choice, right, from Terry?
Well, I fixed my feedback situation then.
Yeah,
But yeah, any book, we're going to throw a book in the box with any Black Friday detector special that we get over this weekend. So it's
can't beat that. When you buy a detector, you need to tell them which one you want.
Yes, tell us what book you want. We'll throw it in the box.
And
we had a question
on the phone.
We had a question about the LG24 coil, and no, I don't have any of those in yet. So make sure you tell me, and I'll put your name on the list if you're not on there. And yeah, because that was the fastest selling coil ever for the Legend, was the LG24, and that is a super coil. I've heard unbelievable results with that because it goes deep and excellent separation. And Jocelyn's got your name, so we'll get on here and try to track you down when we get some in. But we've had them on back order for a while.
Yep.
And how we doing with our guests, Jeff?
Well, I guess they're both waiting.
Oh, okay. All right. Did I ramble enough?
So people are texting me. So I don't know, somebody it says, well, nobody else is getting it.
Pardon?
Dang. Anyway, let's bring our guests on tonight, shall we?
Yes, let's bring them on.
Okay, as you guys know, there was an adventure this last summer with these two gentlemen, and it was an excellent adventure. It was Terry and Fred's excellent adventure. And we're going to talk about that tonight because they made some excellent finds. El Manjala Maragara. So let's bring them on. The legend of the Treasure Coast, Terry Shannon, and the other legend of the Treasure Coast, Fred Banky. There is Terry, and there is Freddie. Hey,
Hey, guys.
how you doing,
Can you
Terry?
hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, Terry. Great.
What I did is run in and grab my wife's computer. So
And that's the best thing to do.
That'll do it every time.
Tell
Well, welcome,
Gene,
guys.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes. I'm glad your wife has a computer that you can jump on. That's awesome.
she's a good lady. She's put up with me for 64 years.
Yeah, that she deserves it. Whatever she gets, that's for sure.
So,
I tell everybody nothing's too good for that lady as long as I can find it.
That's right. That's right. We accept that.
so Terry, how long are you going to be here in Florida?
I'll be here till about the middle of May.
Middle of May. So you got all kinds of time to do some hunting, don't you?
I love it down here. I'm really blessed. I've got the best of both worlds. Big time.
Absolutely.
Well, you guys remember, you'll probably be getting an email from me in the next couple of weeks about Treasure Tales extravaganza in Melbourne again.
Oh,
Okay, well, I'm in for everything. You know.
With the dinner and all the guests and doing the show on a Thursday night. Don't tell me you forgot already.
No, I'm in. I'm definitely going to be looking forward to it, buddy.
It's like he's going, what the heck's he talking about? And you were there last time, Fred.
so tell us a little bit about your adventure.
You want to go ahead, Fred? It's your adventure. You invited me out there to join you.
Sure. Well, this is the third year in a row that I've been up to Montana and North Dakota, metal detecting Indian Wars stuff. So the first time I went for just 5 days and then a couple of weeks. And then this last time I was up there over a month. And I was lucky enough to have Terry come and join me out there. And we just had a wonderful time digging a lot of bullets, a lot of cartridges and stuff. But at first, I'd like to give a shout out to Marcus Waters. He's the guy that invited me up there 3 years ago to go metal detecting. And it was around a fort. And it was just, it's been a wonderful experience. And I dug over probably 500 different items this year going up there.
And you were both using which detector?
We were both using the Note to Legend, and I started off with the Manticore, and I had had a lot of problems, and the Note to Legend came through, and it was able to separate from all of the scrap tin metal that was in the area, and found a lot of everything from brass military buttons to bullets to cartridges to a cannonball to just about everything. Terry and I had a great time. Terry's going to show you some of the bullets.
Now, did you find any Indian artifacts at all?
No Indian artifacts. The only,
Look at all the bullets you guys dug, didn't you? Aren't you still sore?
are we still what?
Sore. Putting liniment on from digging all those bullets.
Oh, well, yeah, there was a lot of digging and a lot of bullets, and I'll just show you what some of the dirt looked like. This is like concrete, and the bullet would be right in this concrete clay material.
Kind of like digging out a coquina, isn't it, Terry?
It's just like that. It was tough digging. Some of it was good, but some of it was really tough.
Yeah, we were on private property out there, and when I arrived, the farmer came out. He brought me a box of I think 5 or 6 bullets, a little gift. And he come out every day that we were out there and brought us cold water and stuff like that. Boy, that was some of that North Dakota hospitality.
Well, I bet, yeah.
Yeah, so it was just a wonderful time.
You probably got questions stacked up over there, Phil.
I don't see a whole lot. Well, I don't have the list, the comments open.
Or didn't Jocelyn give you a bunch of questions?
Yes, she does. You have some questions over there, honey? Everybody's just commenting, saying nice stuff about Terry and Fred.
Well, it was neat. The first day that we got up there, we went out to, we called it the killing field. And it was just absolutely thousands of bullets out there. We just dug steady all day long when we weren't visiting with the farmers and that. And then the second day, we went onto a field that was a battlefield. And on one side, on the east side of this field, is where the soldiers were. The fort was in that. And on the west side were the Indians. So every bullet we found on the east side was shot at the soldiers by the Indians, and every shell casing was shot by the shoulders to the Indians. And you can see where they walked in lines, like if a officer, you're following this line where you're finding all the shell cases as they're attacking these Indians, they'd stop and there'd be a bunch of pistol casings where he emptied his pistol there. And then later in the day, we went to the other side, and it was just the opposite. Every bullet we found was shot by the cavalry at the Indians, and every shell casing was shot by the Indians. So I kept them separate. It was kind of neat, it's a neat thing.
Yeah. We did have some questions come through. One was from Miranda Aiken. She said, "What was your favorite find?"
The favorite, Fred found that, the musket or the cannonball.
Yeah, so show the cannonball, Fred.
Oh, okay. This is a 13-pound cannonball.
My goodness. How deep was it, Fred?
It was a good 2 feet deep, and the legend picked that right up.
I would think so. Yeah, with a big old cannonball like that. Now, what tribes were they fighting? I'm sure the Sioux.
So yeah, the Lakota Sioux. So this was actually Sitting Bull attacked this fort several times and harassed the soldiers there.
Which fort was it?
That was Fort Buford.
Okay.
So along with that cannonball, there's also fragments of cannonballs that were fired at the Indians. So I found this is one of 3 fragments I found where they're actually shooting at the Indians and the cannon, and they would have lead and shrapnel inside. And another thing I found was this is a Borman fuse. So this fuse goes in the cannonball to make it explode. So what they would do is they would drill a hole in the fuse for however many seconds they wanted that cannonball to explode after it left the cannon.
Okay. Hey,
And then,
we have one question here on your finds there from Ricky T. He's wanting to know the average depth of your bullet finds, I guess. How deep?
Well,
The average what?
Depth. How deep they were.
Oh, I'd say 4 or 5 inches would be the extreme. They weren't that deep.
I found a lot of them just laying on the surface.
Really?
So when the farmer tills his field, it turns over the field and it brings up more bullets each year.
Oh, yeah.
And they lay on the surface. So it'll vary in depth quite a bit.
So you were digging mostly on plowed field then?
On farm fields. And this is why we used the 6-inch coil, because when I was up there last year, I was having trouble with the wheat, and it was fairly long after they cut it, and the 6-inch coil fits right between the rows of wheat. So I ordered myself and Marcus a 6-inch coil. I was using the Equinox 800 last year, And we took the Legend with the 6-inch coil this year, and it works great.
It sounds like the Mumbles man said, for each of you, it sounds like the beginnings of a new book.
Fred and I both have a story or two. And one of the things when I was on the way out there, it's quite a long drive. It's about 300-400 miles for me to drive out there. And I'm talking to Fred on the phone, and he said, I just found a cannonball. And I'm getting all excited because it's, and then he said, you're going to find lots of bullets. And I figured, oh, sure, lots of bullets. My gosh, I tell you, he was being conservative. It's just unreal. When we stopped at that first field, I probably had 20 or 30 bullets, and we went 15 feet from the vehicle. It was just amazing.
Were they all fired bullets, you reckon, or a lot of drops?
No, these were
We had most of them fired, but we did get quite a few drops too. They're kind of neat.
So these were some of the drop bullets here. So as the soldiers marched in rows down the field, you could see some of them must have been really excited and everything. Some of the bullets had been fired and they were duds, and other ones were live rounds where just in the heat of the moment, they're fumbling around, they would drop the bullets. So
They
these
were
are
probably scared of being scalped and stuff.
So these were two of the fired bullets. Here, I mean, unfired. This is a pistol bullet that also found there.
Cool.
What pistol would that be fired from?
A 45.
45.
45, yeah.
Now, what years did this battle take place, do you think?
This was this is 1860s on through the 60s, because the fort's been there for, there's been 3 actual forts at this location. And so the fort's been there for a while, and the mid 1860s to 1868, Chief Sitting Bull actually surrendered at that fort.
Oh, cool.
And Chief Joseph and the Nez Perce Indians were actually captured in Montana and brought through that fort and taken down to Bismarck from there.
Now, did either one of you guys find any Indian artifacts?
The only thing I found was it was a bullet casing that had 4 holes punched in it, and they used to wear that as a kind of a jewelry thing. I found that last year. But that's the only other Indian artifact was, what I do is I tell everybody that if you find something, you make up the story and it's your story, and it's not up to you to prove you're right. It's up to everybody else to prove you're wrong.
That's true.
So this is Chief Sitting Bull pocket knife.
There you go. Hey, we had a couple of questions. One was from Jim Bighorn, and he's asking, and darn it, it went that quick. Oh, what coil were you using, Fred, when you found the cannonball?
That was with the 6-inch coil.
And how deep did you say it was?
It was 2 feet deep.
Yeah, so that's pretty impressive. A small coil finding a big target. That's good.
Well, I imagine it about blew his ears off.
Yeah.
It was extremely loud and clear, and it was just such a fantastic find.
It looks like Terry's showing some artifacts.
What were you showing us, Terry?
Some arrowheads.
Oh, yeah. Did you find a lot of those up there?
I didn't find them up there. I found them back home before I left in the Otter Tail River. And they actually come up when I found the target, and they were in my scoop. That's why I found them.
Huh, that's very interesting. I would have think,
Yeah.
but during that battle, though, do you think the Indians were using bow and arrows, or were they mostly using rifles?
They were using rifles. Yeah, they were using rifles because they used to trade with Fort Union, which is nearby.
Okay. Drummond Detective looks like, from what I can read, is asking the 45. Would that have been a Colt?
Yeah.
45. Okay.
I believe so. Yeah.
All right. And then it looks like we got one from the Mumbles man, Tim Naylor.
Well,
Any unusual finds?
well, this was an unusual find, and this was a porcelain doll's head. And of course, I didn't find that with the metal detector, but what I did was I uncovered a cabin, a house that I believe an officer and his wife and children lived in. So I found officer buttons, eagle buttons. I found this doll's head, ceramic doll's head. I found a Catholic pennant, and you're not going to be able to see it, but I'll read what it says on there. It's the Virgin Mary, and it says, "O Holy Mary, ever Virgin and conceived without sin." And it's got the date 1830, and then in small lettering it says, "Pray for us who implore thy aid." And I thought that was really neat. And so they must have been Catholic. And inside of that house, this is one of the 3-ring bullets that we find. So inside of that house, I found a 3-ring bullet that had been flattened. So I know it was a house because I dug up the floor, it was all rotten. I dug that up. But on this flattened bullet, there's a small hole in it, and there's the letters WOF. It was like that, a large W, then a punch, a dot, then an O, then a large F, and then another dot. And I researched that, and the only thing that I could find that it stands for is Warriors of Faith. So, and that may have been sewn inside his tunic or his jacket or something like that.
Very cool. Now,
This one's fine. We did have a question from Sam Truckley. She's asking, did you guys find any gold items? Any gold finds?
I found last year. I found a gold brooch. This year, I found a gold pin that it looks like another brooch or a piece of a uniform button. Let me get that there so you can see it. And then I found 4 pieces of this is very thin copper that's been gold plated, and it's got this beautiful design pattern in it. And what it would be is some kind of trim. This was all out of this one cabin, this house. And I believe it was it could have been from a excuse me, trim from a jewelry box. So
how
that's
did you manage to find this house that nobody else had found? Did the farmer or the landowner know it was there?
no, nobody knew it was there. And it was this fort is huge, and so the fort spread into the fields. So nobody knew that building was there, but it had to have been a married couple that lived there. I found 2 pocket knives there. I found a total of 5 pocket knives, that included Sitting Bull's one. I call it Sitting Bull's pocket knife because that was found in the position where the Indians were shooting at the army.
Interesting.
So I just nicknamed it Sitting Bull's lost pocket knife.
So we had a question here on Canadian coins from Nick. It looks like Molnar, and he's asking if you find any Canadian coins, but did you find any coins at all?
Okay, yes. The last year I found a 1859 Canadian large 1-cent piece. And this year I found 3, and this was right in the area that 3 silver dimes, and they are all dated 1876. And one of them there's no way it could have been bent by accident or anything. It's got like a 60-degree bend in there, and it looks like it's been hit with a chisel and bent on purpose.
What token?
I have no idea what purpose, but why would somebody bend it out? I also found 2 Indian pennies and 4 copper nickels. That was all this year.
Oh, cool.
Some of the other kind of cool finds. This is 2 cartridges that have been pushed together.
Oh, that's cool. So Jeff posted the one Jocelyn was yelling at me to ask that question from Drum Detect. I want to know what makes Terry smile. There you go, Terry.
It doesn't take much to make me smile. It really don't, you know. I'm enjoying life to the fullest.
What kind of stuff were you finding other than bullets, Terry?
I got a couple of eagle buttons and mostly the bullets and the shell casings. I was only out there for 2 days, you know, and I hated to quit and explore. I mean, I was just digging so much and having so much fun. The only time I'd stop was when the farmer come out to visit. You know, I would have liked to spend more time on the end of the field where the Indians were shooting at the cavalry guys, but it was toward the end of the day, and you know, I ended up driving back, got home about 2, 3 in the morning.
So would you think that the Indian side, for instance, the Indians would have had more dud bullets, you know, that you might have found more whole cartridges rather than fired ones because the Indians might have had older stuff and that kind of stuff?
I think that's true. What happened is the story, and Fred, you can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but what they did is they confiscated all the natives' horses, the Indians' horses, and they killed all the horses, and I think they killed all the dogs. And out in that, what we call it, the killing field, where you're finding all those bullets, we wonder if that isn't where it happened. We also wondered if that's what they used to feed the natives.
Mm-hmm.
So the horses he was talking about, the ponies, they when Chief Joseph and the Nez Perce were captured, they surrendered near Paw Mountain in Montana, and they were marched with their ponies all the way to Fort Buford, and then they were taken down to Bismarck. But what happened was they were being escorted by the 7th Cavalry. And this was after Custer's last stand, so this was the remnants of the 7th Cavalry, which were very upset at any Indians at that time.
Oh yeah, I imagine. Yeah.
So when they were told to escort them to Bismarck down the Missouri River, and what happened was they got them outside of the fort, and they shot all the horses and made them go by foot all the way to Bismarck.
And that's the area out in North Dakota they call the Badlands. It's just absolutely beautiful, but it's just when they say Badlands, they're being kind. You know, it's just a lot of cliffs, and I'm sure you've seen pictures of it. And they march them through there.
Yeah. You see that question, Philip?
Yeah, we got a bunch of questions here. The one I wanted to ask to Joe is Joe Busy asked first. Did you guys find any guns or gun parts?
I did. I found a barrel of a gun, the hex-shaped barrel of a gun. It's out in my garage right now. But I gave there's this one of the farmer's nephews that lets us on the field. The farmer's nephew was working there, and I collect all the big scrap iron and give it to him, and he scraps it out. And I gave him this gun barrel because I didn't know what it was. And it's bent, and I didn't even think about it, and I gave it to him, and he brought it back to me the next morning. He said, and I got to thinking at night at the hotel that it was a gun barrel, and I was going to ask it back, and he gave it back to me the next morning. He says, you need to keep this because this is a barrel. And he had a close look at it, and you can see where the sight was mounted and where something else was mounted on it. So it's about 24 inches long, hexagonal shape gun barrel, heavy duty.
Oh.
And
This question, Phil.
All right, this one is from Moose in New York, and he's asking, did Fred build the old ship behind him?
I did not. That is the HMS Prince. I believe it was made in the Philippines. You can buy them online, and they only ship by rail, and it came in a big wooden crate. It's like 38 inches long, something like that.
Oh.
So you didn't find any other like personal effects from any of the soldiers or anything? Setting both pocket knives?
The pocket knives. I found a nice key there. I found I found a lady's at that house. I found this is leather with nails in it, and this is what's left of the heel of a lady's shoe. And then
This area is very large. I mean, you know, the field where the battle was, you could probably put 2 football fields in there very easily.
Hmm.
And then, you know, they're big. I'm sorry, Fred, I didn't mean to interrupt.
no, that's all right. This is kind of neat. This is Zeus, and it's made of bronze, and it's on a like an iron backing, and it's either a buckle or a brooch, and I think you can see it better there. And it's got a bronze ring around it, and it was either worn as a brooch or a buckle, probably from a lady. I don't know.
That's cool. Well, we still had some more questions that I had missed. And the one question was asking Terry, what detector were you using? Were you using?
I was using the Legend also.
Okay, cool. And I know
In
you
fact, I just got it back. I've been borrowing out to people to try out.
so,
That's a heck of a machine. I'm really sold on that machine. And I like the Deus and I like the Legend big time.
so right now you have the Deus 2 and the Legend.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how about on the Treasure Coast? What's your preference there?
It's 6 of one and half a dozen the other. The reason I've been using, the last couple of weeks, I've been using the Deus 2 because I had a couple friends that asked about the Legend. I said, well, here, take mine, take it out and try it. And I just got it back last night. And so it's charged up and it's back in my car. So
Okay, cool. Oh, well, it looks like Sam Presley said, be sure to hit the like button. Yeah,
And share. Hit the share button. Share the show to all your social media that you can.
yeah, like and share. We need all the help we can get, right, Jeff?
That's right. We sure do. But I think what we need to do right now is have a word from our sponsor.
Oh, that's cool. I know that guy.
Let's have a word from our sponsor. We'll be right back.
Hey friends, Phil Myers here from Myers Metal Detectors and also from Treasure Talk. And today's guest we have is Terry Shannon. And I just wanted to show you real quickly, some of the books that we have of his. We have all 5 of his books and also Fred Banks' books. So if you're interested in metal detecting, I always said knowledge is money, and it's easier to read it in book and get the knowledge of hunting over there in the Treasure Coast or just metal detecting in general. Excellent books, excellent authors, both of them, both Fred Banke and Terry Shannon. So enjoy the show, and if you need a book, we've got these. Also, watch our website, because one of the manufacturers have never done a Black Friday special, and we've got that coming on our website on Tuesday, probably at 12:59. You'll see it on my website, the Black Friday specials. And if you're buying any metal detector on Black Friday, I'm going to put in whatever Terry Shannon or Frank Banke book into the box. Phil Myers, Myers Metal Detectors. Happy hunting and dig deeper. Hey, I know that guy. Yes, you guys got some wonderful books, and we've got them in stock. And when we do the Black Friday special, folks, just tell me what book you want. We'll throw it in the box with it.
Let's talk about the books a little bit. Let's start with you, Fred. You've got how many books now?
I have 3 books now. I have the Real Deal, which is my original book up here, and then I have a part 2. This is Metal Detecting the Treasure Coast, and then my book on the Indian Wars, which it started off to be a metal detecting book, and it turned into more of a history book with metal detecting, well, all the metal detecting finds in the back of it.
Very, very cool books, I got to tell you.
Both of them are excellent reads for sure.
All of them are. I mean, every one of them.
Tonight.
I think we're even mentioned in one, aren't we, Fred?
Yes, I think I was reading that. I saw that.
Yeah.
So that's
So
for sure.
now, let's go over Terry's books.
Okay, I've written 5 books. This is my very first book, Detecting the Treasure Coast. And that's been it's a how-to book. It's been a very popular book for me. The second book I've written is Detecting the Otter Tail And I live up in Minnesota in the summertime, and that's in the rivers. I'm in detecting in a river up there, and detecting up there in that river is just unreal. When I started detecting that river, I was finding 80 to 100 rings a year, and that's where those arrowheads come out of, that particular river. And I got a coin in there this year, that it just it's bigger than a silver dollar, and it's a Chinese, made in China, but it's a Vietnamese coin out of that river.
Good.
You know, my third book is a continuation of the first, Detecting the Treasure Coast, just called Treasure Coast. And these are how-to books. I got a lot of pictures in it. You know, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, and that's really true. And the fourth book is Turf to Surf. And this is actually, when I say turf, we're talking about the hunting, the land parks and the old cellar holes and that. And the surf, of course, is there in the Treasure Coast, combination of all. And my last one was probably the toughest one I ever written, was Metal Detecting for Beginners. I say, what do I say? It actually turned out pretty well, and I've got a lot of good compliments on it. And these young men that are in the picture with me are phenomenal. They took me to their cellar hole. They took me to a hot spot.
Nice.
And I thank you for allowing us to kind of promote the books.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
we believe that Treasure Talk is promoting good quality content. And every one of those books, your 5 and Fred's 3, are some of the best content out there. So we are just overjoyed to promote both you and Fred and your books, because we feel good about it, and we know everybody, absolutely anybody and everybody that will get those books will be enriched by it in some way, shape, or form. So it's a win-win-win-win situation. So we're very happy to do that. And Phil, God bless him, he keeps them in stock. So any people out there, if you don't win one tonight, Phil's got them in stock. If you need a detector, Black Friday, you tell him which book you want, and he's going to throw the book in the box with the detector.
Absolutely. Don't charge. It's a Black Friday special for sure.
It doesn't get any better than that.
It does.
Which it's almost time to, do something like that, isn't it, Phil?
Yes, it is, isn't it?
I
And
think
also-
it is. Let's see.
And we also still have more questions. This one's for you, Fred, before Jeff gets going on that. It's from Ricky T, and he was asking the dates on those Indian head pennies. Were you able to see those?
I honestly, I can't remember the dates. The light's not very good here either.
Pay your bill.
I think I looked at them. They're the fatties, one of the earlier coins. Indian it.
Like the 65 or
I think
I'll get a
the first year Indian was 59, I think.
pardon me?
I think the first year Indian was 59, and it did not have the shield on it. Am I correct in that?
I'm not a coin guy, so
I think I am, but
I think you're correct, Jeff. And I want to thank both of you guys again. You're a class act, both of you.
well, we have fun doing this, and it's kind of our when I got going with Jeff on this, it was actually Jocelyn's idea to do the Treasure Talk, but I just thought we needed to have a purpose, and that was to promote the hobby of treasure hunting and metal detecting. And I think that's what we do every week, and that's why we've been so successful. I think because I know in the Facebook group we've got 5,000 plus members, and you got a bunch on YouTube, and I think people just enjoy our content.
I think they do. We always try to bring the content that the whole family can relate to.
Yes.
It's a wonderful hobby. And, the real treasure is getting out there and the exercise and the people you meet. It's just unreal. I'm 82 years old. I'm on no medication whatsoever. It's because of that metal detector.
Yeah. Get out there.
There was some brown liquid you've been known to take as medicine.
I really love that stuff. I get tall and good looking, and it's
Phil tells me, he says, my medication is red.
Really fun. So it looks like we had a comment. Andrew T says Terry's beginner book is a great read. So I think they all are. They're excellent reads for sure.
Well, thank her very much. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Fred, were you able to see the dates on those?
1859.
1859.
There's the first year Indian head.
Okay. And so there were the fat ones. They had, I think they had bronze in them, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Yeah, could have. Yeah.
yeah. So let's give away some stuff.
Go right ahead.
And Terry and Fred, both two of the most generous people you would ever want to meet. And I have to tell you, and I know a couple of friends of mine that are in the audience tonight, the Mumbles Man and Ricky T. They're always part of our soiree down on the Treasure Coast, and they've got to spend some time with Terry and Fred, and they are just as honored as I am spending time with them. And it couldn't mean, it's just too nice. They're just too nice people. So when we ask them to do something, they say, yes, no problem. So tonight, what we're giving away, and this is a great giveaway, we're going to have 4 winners tonight. Fred is giving away a signed copy, personalized signed copy of the Real Deal. And he's giving away a Real Deal hoodie. Some lucky person's going to stay warm. And Terry is giving away 2 books of your choice. You pick the book you want. It will be autographed and signed, personalized to you. Now, it doesn't get much better than that, I have to tell you. I mean, they're going to be collector's items one day. So enjoy the read it again, and then save it for your grandkids because it's going to be worth a lot. So, as always, you have to be a member of Treasure Talk, either on YouTube or on Facebook. And you had to put a comment in the comment section to get entered for this giveaway. And of course, somebody's already texting me.
They've already won, Jeff.
Well, no, they haven't, because I haven't even called their name. I don't know.
Now, Jeff, the hoodies are large, by the way.
The hoodies are large.
The hoodies are large, and I've got 2 books to give away too.
Okay. So what we'll do is I'm going to call 2 names right off the bat, and you'll have 3 minutes to text me at my phone number. These are for, I'll call 3 names. These are for Fred's prizes, the hoodie and the books. Okay, you'll have 3 minutes to text me. If you don't text me within 3 minutes, we're going to move on to somebody else. And then after we get that, we'll get Terry's books. Excuse me, there'll be 2 winners, and I will call your name. You'll have 3 minutes to text me with your name and you are here. So you had to enter a phrase in the comments below, and that phrase was excellent for Terry and Fred's excellent adventure. So get ready for the Real Deal. Each one of these 2 winners for the books, and the 3rd winner will be for the hoodie. So Bagheera, John David, and Mandy Brown. You got 3 minutes to text me with your name and you are here. Then for Terry's books, we got Philip Faircloth and Old Pilana. You got 3 minutes to text me with your name and you are here.
Awesome. Well, it looks like Ricky T corrected me on the composition of the Indian head. It's copper and nickel. The fatties are. They're made out of copper and nickel.
And he also said disqualified. I don't know what he's disqualifying.
I'm not disqualified, but I've never entered, so I can't win.
That's why I enjoy all the friends I've got. They know so much more than I do. Like when I write my books, I've got friends that'll, correct all the spelling of that.
Yeah, it looks
See, when
like
I was in high school and had English, that's when I met my wife, Jean, and I missed it all. So it's her fault.
you had your mind on other things. Oh, you changed it too quick, Jeff. I couldn't read Tim Naylor's comment, but it was, I think it was the two of the finest people, two of the best people, Fred and Terry for sure. And I'm going down my stream here, and Frank's Fly Traps. I bought my last few coils from Phil. My go-to guy from now on. Well, thank you, Frank, for sure.
Smart shopping, I have to tell you.
Yes, yes, it is. And I'll remind folks,
3 of our winners.
did we get them?
We got 3 of them. I'm waiting on John David, and he's old and slow. And then
Texting fast, you know. You got to text quick to be the winner for sure.
that's right.
So both you guys are on the Treasure Coast right now, right?
Okay, we got John David. So Fred, you're taken care of. We're waiting on one guy for your book, Terry.
Awesome.
Okay.
That was pretty darn quick, I have to say, Jeff.
Well, you know, they're watching. Every time we have Terry and Fred on, people show up.
Yeah, you just asked me, Phil, if we're on the Treasure Coast. Fred and I were detecting 3-4 days ago, and we got into a spot where we both just dug till dark, steady, right down on the Coquina. And, did real well.
So what kind of finds are you finding now?
I pulled out a diamond ring, and it's 14 karat ring, and the top of it, I don't know what anyway, while I was cleaning it, the diamond fell out right in my hand. And I got a couple pieces of broken ship's pipe, a lot of sinkers and coins and that stuff.
Yeah, I think I saw you had one little nail or spike on a Facebook post.
Today, yeah, I got one today. Or yesterday I got one. I didn't go out today.
Yeah.
Okay, well, old Pelon is not, he missed his chance. So Stacy R., if you are watching, you got a book coming, kiddo. You got 3 minutes.
Yes, and then we had another question Jocelyn just pointed to from Sam Truckley. Fred, do you sell the hoodies?
No, I don't. No, I just had a few of them made. I mean, if somebody wanted one, I could get one made for them.
Yeah. Well,
I
that's cool.
actually had them made for my trip to Japan. I went metal detecting in Japan, and it was for my airplane ride.
You need them on the plane, don't you?
Yeah, you do. And I'm
Yeah.
going back. I leave for Japan on the 28th.
Oh, really? You going back? Good. Very good. Well, drop me one, will you?
Tell them when you're coming back.
I leave on the 28th. I arrive on the 29th, and then I leave Japan on the 1st. So I'm actually spending more time flying to Japan and back than I am actually in country.
Yeah. Yes, you are. Definitely.
So Jeff, did we
He's got
go?
a friend out there that he's helping move. So
And Stacy must not be watching.
We got to pull somebody else.
We'll go on to this one's good. This one, I know this one's here for Terry book. Big Poppy, Joe Busy.
Ha! I'll see him Saturday. He'll be,
Sausage King.
yeah, he'll be in the shop on Saturday helping out.
Joe Busy.
He was on a hiatus with his other job, and then he, had to do a wine event on a Saturday, and then he went deer hunting last Sunday or Saturday. So I miss him.
Well, ask them which books they want, and I'll sign them and get them in the mail tomorrow or the next day for sure.
Same thing.
Joe will probably pick his up at the store because he's got a text though. Because I ain't gonna. He's got a text.
He'll do it. He better. Joe Pesci.
He says the Zazich is here. The Zazich, hey, mala.
Everybody, he does a great Joe Pesci too.
So as we say, now what you do, I'm going to put the email address up, And you must send an email with your name, address, and phone number, and the book that you want. And for the hoodie, they're large, so that's what you're going to get. So send your name, address, and phone number to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. And those that want Terry's book, tell us which one you want. And those that want Fred's book, just say Fred's book, and they'll autograph it, sign it, personalize it for you, and get it in the mail to you. Fred will get your hoodie out to you, Mandy, so you'll be nice and toasty. And all you guys will get your books in the mails if you send the email. So the sooner you do it, the sooner you get it.
That hoodie is really nice. Fred gave me one, and I really look good in it.
I bet.
So somebody was asking for a link for the to buy the book from me, and I don't know if I can do that, but I do have them on my website. But they can call me tomorrow for sure.
Well, it's MyersDepot.com.
Yeah, I was able to find one of them on there, but you know I am with my website. I'd rather sell in the store. But my phone number, they give me a ring tomorrow, 813-237-1939.
Right, and you got them all in stock.
Yes, I do. And if they're buying the detector, we're going to put one in the box with it for free.
And a calendar.
Oh, yeah, they have to have a calendar, and they have to have the Treasure Talk towel.
That's right. That's coveted worldwide.
Yes, it is.
You know,
Sure.
that is absolutely covered worldwide.
Yes. And I've seen people put their fines on it. It brings them good luck to have that.
That's right. It certainly does. It certainly does. And if you come in Saturday to the shop, Big Poppy, Joe Vizzi will probably be there. And
Yes,
you never know, he may give you autographed each.
Yes, I think we do have one sitting on Jocelyn's desk. So, yeah, he'd do that too. He does a little artwork too. On
It's moving around by itself. So, hey, there you go.
Yeah. Well, it looks like our hour is gone that quick.
It is gone, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So, Terry and Fred, I want to thank you guys for being on here with us and sharing your detecting knowledge and wisdom with us and our members for sure. And thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jocelyn, for giving me a hand here. And I'll turn it over to you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jocelyn, for the idea.
Yes, she did have a good idea, didn't she?
For doing that, Jocelyn. Next time I see you, I'll even put some ice cubes in your wine glass,
Thank you.
Well,
for
I want to
having-
thank you guys and everybody out there watching. It's just been a fun evening. It really has.
It really has. We enjoyed sharing everything with you.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll see you guys back at the Metal Detecting Club sometime soon. I hope in the first part of the year we can get you back.
Anytime with you guys, just let us know.
We actually have our next West State meeting is tomorrow night. So if you're in the Tampa Bay area, folks, come check out the Tampa Metal Detecting Club meeting for sure.
That's it exactly. And we'll advertise when Terry and Fred are going to be at the WSAS meeting, because that will be a meeting for the ages. I will tell you. And they'll bring a lot of their bullets and some of their finds. And we got some really good stuff coming up on Treasure Talk. So make sure that you're with us every Monday night. And Philip, thank you, my friend. Thank Jocelyn, Terry, Fred. You guys rock, We're always so blessed to spend any time with y'all. And you're always so good to us. And I'm looking forward to sometime probably in February or March. The weather will be good on the Treasure Coast. And we'll get together for another Treasure Tales weekend and have some fun.
For sure.
We have a standing invitation to come over with both Fred and I.
Anytime.
We'll get everybody together. We'll get the Captain Fizz and Sid and KT, and maybe we'll get Jimmy Crossbones up there for that one. And I'd love to have Phil come over, but Phil's got to man the shop, so he can't get away on a Friday and a Saturday.
Yeah.
Say, Phil, there's a young fellow over there that just started detecting, and I gave him your card and told him to get a hold of you. You had to have anybody come in? The young
I
fellow?
so many people come in, so I don't know.
Okay, I'm sorry. I still got some of your cards and I was passing them out.
Appreciate it. All right, guys.
Very good.
Well, God bless everybody. Thank you
Thank
for a wonderful
Thank
evening.
you, everybody.
Thanks, Terry. Thanks, Fred. Thanks, Phil, Jocelyn. Everybody, be with us next week when we're going to be at Coinocopia. It's going to be a killer show.
Awesome.
And the prize next week will be a group 500-page grand coin book, the Red Book of Coins.
Oh, that's a good find.
I mean, that's like an encyclopedia, isn't it, Philip?
Yes, it is. That's the book you want to have.
And that's what we're giving away next week. So join us next week. Happy hunting, everybody. Thank you. And thank the Lord for Joe Vizzi's news and Tim Naylor, the Mumbles Man's news.
There you go.
He's with us always. Thanks. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Take care.